The Diplomat, 21st of March 2024, China modifies approach to water warfare and politics. China has significantly benefited from its control of Tibet, which is terrible for Asia and has forced them to pay water blackmail. China's transboundary rivers, which have historically caused friction with its neighbors, are creating chances for regional collaboration. More than a third of the world's population, or approximately 3 billion people, live in 14 Asian countries and receive fresh water from 16 major rivers, starting in China. China, also referred to as Asia's water tower, has frequently been portrayed in water politics as the upstream bully, taking what it needs and giving its downstream neighbors little thought. However, given the increasing correlation between sustainable development and regional stability, China can leverage blackmail and transboundary water management to provide a foundation for regional harmony and collaboration. China wants to dominate the world in producing renewable energy. Therefore, its success will depend on managing diplomacy with several bordering states and the uncertain trajectory of the China-US competition. The clean energy sector is revising its global strategies to better align with global political coalitions. Furthermore, the world's mineral supply chains and markets have changed. China, for example, has recently restricted shipments of crucial rare earth minerals. Concurrently, as part of a growing security sustainability nexus, transboundary water management and hydropower development are included in security, political, and economic agreements among riparian states. This situation impedes China's ambitions to establish and manage regional cooperation platforms. States that border each other are under tremendous pressure to use clean energy to boost economic growth in areas with sizable populations. Using the enormous potential of these rivers for hydropower might be the solution. Since the Paris Climate Agreement was enacted in 2016, there has been more significant pressure on many regional governments to phase out fossil fuels and invest in hydropower development. China may be a better partner for some than others because of differences in domestic clean energy demands, complex geopolitical positions, diplomatic histories, and political cultures that combine these factors. Environmental activists and campaigners from 4 lower Mekong countries, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam, have frequently banded together to stop the construction of hydropower plants and dams on the upstream Mekong, known as the Lansong in Chinese, inside China since historic protests against a proposed dam project in southwest China in 2004. The demonstrations also signaled the start of Chinese environmental NGOs joining international coalitions opposing China's plans to build massive dams. However, in recent years, nations in the lower Mekong region have been working with China to develop hydroelectric projects on the river due to domestic energy demands. Even though they are susceptible to public protests, some authoritarian states in the region have permitted environmentalists and non-governmental organizations to demonstrate against dams funded by Chinese capital and constructed in nearby nations. 2 notable examples are the Sanakam Dam project in Thailand and the Xayaburi Dam in Laos. The relationship between China and India is considerably more tense. Observers have occasionally referred to diplomatic conflicts involving transboundary water resource management as water wars. India has accused China of meddling in water conflicts between India and Pakistan on multiple occasions since the creation of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. A decade ago, studies revealed that institutional limitations at the national and international levels have kept China's water diplomacy weak or ineffectual. Domestically, the Chinese government views transboundary river basins, lakes, and other water resources serving several economic purposes, including shipping, hydroelectric production, agriculture, irrigation, and fisheries. Therefore, they are overseen piecemeal by different state bodies. Transnational water management lacks a coherent legal political framework and a recognized regulatory agency, much like other non-traditional security policy sectors like irregular migration and refugees. Disputes and partnerships are handled separately and without cross-referencing depending on the particular geopolitical circumstances. Put differently, the strategies that prove well for the Lansong-Mekong area might not translate to China and Kazakhstan's joint venture along the Ili River. Until the 2000s, China's participation in multilateral water and environmental cooperation remained incredibly limited. China only joined the Mekong River Commission in 1996 as a dialogue partner. It was never a part of the Mekong Committee, which existed from 1957 to 1995. The Mekong-Ganga cooperation was established in 2000 when the 5 lower Mekong nations welcomed India. As a result, China's management of international waterways suffered a diplomatic setback. By the year 2024, this delay has considerably decreased. There has been a significant improvement in China's transboundary management of water and environmental resources. Compared to 10 years ago, the Foreign Ministry and other agencies with an international focus are far more present, even though there is still no designated state agency to oversee China's water diplomacy across regions. Regarding the Mekong, China ultimately established the Lancang-Mekong Cooperation in 2017 to promote global cooperation while embracing its upstream geopolitical position. The second year of the Lancang-Mekong Cooperation's second five-year plan of action, 2023 to 2027, is underway. A long list of comprehensive planned measures, encompassing high-level political security discussion, trade and finance, disaster avoidance, transnational crime, poverty reduction and economic development, energy, and more, includes cooperation in transboundary water conservation and management. Regarding the Ili, Irtysh, and additional rivers that link to Central Asian waterways, China has extensively negotiated with pertinent parties, including those in Russia. Through the use of a few significant multilateral spaces, either friendly to China, the Eurasian Economic Union, or started by China, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, China has associated water and hydropower projects with other forms of regional development cooperation, including farming and rural development, transportation and infrastructure building, and smart grid and energy system. Since the Belt and Road Initiative's inception in 2013, transboundary water and environmental resource management in Southeast Asia, Central Asia, and portions of South Asia has also been swiftly streamlined, repackaged, and integrated into numerous expansive projects of development, clean energy, and capacity building. For instance, China has provided professional water conservation and hydropower training to numerous ASEAN nations, regardless of their proximity to the Mekong River basin. These may be more modest efforts than traditional intergovernmental collaboration and negotiations, but the goal is to create new frameworks and points of agreement for sustained cooperation.